What's up, guys? It is Carly here bringing you day number 2 of my second 31 days of horror, and today I'm going to be talking about a movie that I got in Horror Pack a few months back, and that is The Black Dahlia Haunting. Think this is from 2017. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I'll have to look that up afterwards, so sorry if I'm wrong on that, but anyway, yeah, this movie was a Horror Pack exclusive, number 22, and I kind of just put it on the back burner because I wasn't sure if we were going to continue with the Horror Pack podcast or not, so it just kind of sat in the collection, and I decided to watch it last night because I was kind of intrigued by it. I thought the cover, both front and back, was pretty cool, and first, to start off, I will say this was not the movie I was expecting. For one thing, I didn't even notice that it was called The Haunting down here. Like, you literally can't even see that because it's in red while the other title part is in white. So I thought this was actually going to be more of a true crime type of movie, and that's why I was kind of confused why Horror Pack included it, because it's Horror Pack and crime movies aren't really the same thing, even though they're based on usually horrifying events. But anyway, so I was kind of taken back by the movie itself when I started watching it, and I usually don't read the back of covers or Google films unless I'm actually confused on the plot while I start watching them. So this was one of those movies where I did have to go back and read the back cover, and yeah, this movie's plot is basically this girl, Holly. She comes to New York because she finds out that her father and I believe stepmother have been murdered by her blind half-brother, and she's not really close with the half-brother or anything like that, so she doesn't really know much of what's going on and much about his life at all. The family's just kind of just not very close, and then this happens, so she comes back to kind of find out what's going on, and her brother is drawing pictures of a character that resembles Elizabeth Short, aka the Black Dahlia, and you come to find out that there's some sort of haunting going on that may have caused the brother to kill his parents, and yeah, it kind of goes from there. People are kind of seeing things and trying to investigate what is going on with this boy, and as well as some other characters. So yeah, that's kind of the story there. This movie, I will say, is very, very low budget, and I don't always see that as an issue. I used to see it as an issue a lot when I first started getting into movies. I wasn't very open-minded when it came to low-quality films, but I've kind of gotten over that, and I can look past it. But in this film's case, it's kind of hard to at times because there are some audio issues, and to the point where you really can't even hear dialogue, and I suck at hearing anyway. But in this movie's case, I feel like it's trying at times to have the dialogue be said in a lighter tone for the suspenseful effects, but you can't really do that if you literally can't hear what's being said at all and your audience member is struggling to understand it. So for me, it does not work. Sometimes that does work, but you need to have good sound quality in order for it to work. So that was one of my major issues. It was really hard to follow the movie for that reason alone. And my second biggest issue is it feels like not a lot is happening in this film, and by the end I was honestly a little bit confused about what was even going on because I was just really bored by this movie. To start off with, I thought, like, okay, it has a chance, it's not going to be terrible, but as it went on, I just got kind of bored and wasn't really into it. And this movie only runs 81 minutes, yet it felt like it was going on forever. I just kind of wanted it to be over, and that's just because there's just not a lot happening. You have scenes with the brother in the psychiatric ward or wherever he is. He's being held somewhere, and he's drawing pictures that look like Elizabeth Short, and that's kind of interesting because he is blind. He's probably the best actor, I feel like, in this movie in general. The girl who played the sister wasn't that good, and the guy playing the psychiatrist definitely wasn't that good either. And that's kind of your main cast right there. And I just can't stand acting that feels like what I call middle school play acting, where you just feel like they're trying to remember their lines and read off a script rather than actually acting like they're in the moment. And that's kind of what you get out of this film. So I did not care for it with that aspect. Yeah, the only pluses really is that I do enjoy the blind character. I feel like he did a decent job for what he was doing. I mean, like I said, there's really not that much to it, but I think he did an okay job of playing the character, and I thought it had a cool concept to try to make this a different type of movie about the Black Dahlia case, and have it be this sort of haunting thing. They also have scenes where you see the Elizabeth Short type of character walking around in this ghostly manner, and I thought that was actually pretty creepy and effective. I think the girl doing that does a good job, and I like her makeup and things like that. It looks very old-fashioned, so I did like that. But yeah, overall, there's not a lot really to say about this film. Not a lot of positives in my book. I saw reviews online, and most of them were surprisingly positive, but it also seemed like most of them were coming from people who might have gone to the premiere of this film and really supported it and just really got to know the actors and directors and thought they were nice and all that. So, of course, they're going to give it a good review, but I just want to be completely honest here with my opinion on it. It's definitely not good, and for being a lower budget film, it's really not that good. I've seen better things for the same type of budget and quality, so it could have been better. I gave this a 3 out of 10, and yeah, definitely don't recommend this one. So there's that. Thank you guys for joining me for day number 2 here of my 31 Days of Horror, and I will see you in day number 3.